Okay, what's going on, guys? It's Sully here from the Nanaimo Kettlebell Club. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about by far, the most important component to successful kettlebell technique. And that is connection. Connection, connection, connection. That is the key word. That's the magic word. If you don't have connection, then your efficiency in your swing is severely compromised. So what do I mean by connection? Well, when I say connection, I mean that your arm needs to be connected to your body. Your arm is the part of your body that's attached to the bell, that's holding the bell. But in terms of where the force is coming from that's driving the motion of the swing, that force is coming from the hips and legs, right? So when we talk about connection, we want to connect the arm to the hips and maintain that connection throughout our swing phase so that we can transfer power from the hips into the arm and send that bell off into its swing phase or its to snatch overhead. So let me demonstrate a few swings and snatches with the kettlebell, and I'll do my best to get as good of connection as I can get. So, setting up for your swing, set up behind your bell, hips back, back flat, pull into the hips, get your connection. You'll notice that after I launch that bell, I'm staying tall and letting the arm fall. That's a trademarked phrase. If you use that phrase, you have to pay me royalties. No, I'm just joking. But I think that's a really good cue to use. Stay tall, let it fall. Because if you chase after the bell on the way down, we're gonna lose that connection. Let me demonstrate. So after I hit the top of that swing, when it's falling, if I break early, we're gonna leave all this space in between our hips and the arm. We're not getting that connection. Right, so I gotta stay tall, let the arm fall, make that connection. And here's a very important distinction. We're not arbitrarily pushing our hips back to create that hinge and that swing. We need to let the bell push the hips back. The bell moving back through the legs necessitates that hinge, right? Because the bell's got somewhere it wants to go. It wants to go that way. So once it connects to the hips, it's gonna start pushing the hips back, and then we're gonna enter that backswing. Now, what are some ways of knowing whether you're not getting good connection and your timing is off and so on and so forth? There's a few things that you can do. One thing that's really helpful is you can stand over top of another kettlebell while you're doing your swing. Let me show you. Okay, so I've got one bell here. I'm gonna stand over it. And if I whack that bell, it's gonna be because I chased the bell down. So I'm going to try that right now. Right? If I break early and I leave that space in between my hips, then that's going to leave less space between the bell and the floor. If I'm connected, that means I'm high up in the hips in my swing, which means there's more distance between the bell and the floor. So I'm going to clear that bell that's sitting on the floor. So that's a drill that you can do to help you establish a better height for your swing and maintaining that better connection. So standing over top of a bell and doing your swings. The other thing that you can do is do a towel drill. We do this with swings, we do this with cleans. It's a really nice drill to do, especially with beginners. So towel goes under the arm, and that's going to keep you from sort of overlifting, which is creating a bigger space between your arm and your body, which is going to take more time for that arm to come back to make that connection. So we're sort of presetting that connection and necessitating hugging that arm into the side or to the ribs and keeping that connection a little tighter. So both the drill of standing over the kettlebell and using your towel for doing the towel drill are two really helpful things, especially in the beginning, for you to work on developing your connection. Those are just two things that you could do. There's many potential ways that you can work on solving the problem of not having a connection and improving that connection. But those are two things that I'd like you to try to improve it if your connection isn't as good as it could be. And when it comes to just the basic fundamentals of the swings and snatches, and whether it comes to taking yourself so those next few percentage points into that elite status, usually it comes down to how well you do the fundamentals. And nothing's more fundamental than having that connection. You can always be improving how well you connect to the body and your timing with connecting to the body, because that's going to be, I think, really the main determinant on how efficient you are in your swing. Anytime that we lose that connection, that means we lose the ability to transmit force into the bell efficiently. So I hope this video helps you guys out, and please check out my channel for other helpful videos. Thanks, guys.